again. It's December 13th, 2022. Fishing has been pretty epic. Everybody's been out on the Neuse River bridges, the railroad tracks, the mouth of some of your favorite creeks. Fishing's been good. Took a little while. I feel like everything was, 3 weeks to a month late this year compared to normal. It's like 3 weeks behind. But it's here now. So, give you a little bit about what we've been doing. Not really feeling that great today. Feel a cold coming on. A little bit under the weather, but while the fishing's good, I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do and just kind of try to push through. Let's say I really been wanting to get on a rock jetty day. Like really been wanting to go down to the Cape and just get on some fish, but word is it's full of grays and still got dang bluefish around. In years past, specks, grays, all of it. But I talked to a buddy the other day that's a little bit older than I am, and he said, believe in global warming or not, something happened. Because you used to be able to set your watch by mid-November to almost into December. Specks were on the jetty hard, big numbers. Now, catch 100 gray trout, one speck or no speck. Been wanting to get over there though, at least to give it a shot. Been thinking. Been doing a lot of leaving fish to find fish too. That's kind of like my normal rule is never leave fish to find fish, but I find myself doing it all the time. Trying to recreate days in really epic areas that everybody does it. So, anybody been fishing Hoboken, Oriental, anywhere from, we'll say, lowland all the way up the river back to the Neuse up near Dawson's. Fishing was okay, but nothing crazy. Once you left Dawson's and Minnesota and got up to Newbern near the railroad tracks, bridges, Trent River, any of your little mouths of the creeks up that way, fishing's been epic, like full on epic. But got a little colder the last week or two, and those fish, while you still can catch a few up like that, seems like they're doing their normal wintertime creek patterns, and they're starting to get back in some of the creeks and some of the normal December areas. But let's talk lures for a second while I'm driving. I fished with a guy a while back, and he started using those little slicks. Those I don't like the big slicks at all. I'm always going to choose a Paul Brown Devil over the full size slick. Always going to choose a Paul Brown Devil over that. But those little slicks, I had a buddy I went fishing with, and we're side by side, and he's wearing me out with it. Wearing me out. So finally I had to put my stuff up and quit being hard-headed and ask him for a bait. And what did I do? I went to the tackle shop and bought a bag. So they work. Been using them. We can use them side by side with a paddle tail Z-Man, almost the same color, and for some reason they've been hitting that little slick instead of the paddle tail Z-Man. Same color, same work, same blah blah blah. Don't really know. I think it's got something to do with the current, the way the current makes the little tail flicker when you're fishing current. I haven't really had any slack days where it's slick blast and switched up and did them side by side. But when the current's running fast, and something about that little tail on the slick just flickering in the current, I think. Other than that, It's kind of like, I like to call it mirror lure season or hard bait season or Paul Brown season, whatever you say, whatever your favorite lure is. But for the last week, it's all about that wobble and slow fishing. Let it wobble slow and hit the thump. That's all. That's what it's been about. I prefer Paul Brown Devils this time of year until it gets really slow and you've got to like almost put your hand in your pocket, count to 10, count to 20, and let it wobble down. When it gets that slow, I'll switch to 17s or regular Paul Brown, the same thing as the 17, the soft tines. But right now, 27s, 28s, Paul Brown Devils. You can fish at 18 in some deeper area. Anything that's got a little bit to it. If you're fishing shallower areas, I've noticed even in the 5-foot range, we've thrown a bunch of lures, but the Yo-Zuri 3DSs seem to really put fish over the rail. Something about that 3DS in a shallow, not real shallow, but 4 or 5 foot, maybe 6 foot creek. Not much over 6 foot though. That 4 to 5 foot's what you want that in. Something about that little Twitch 3DS, the way it just hits it, and when you twitch it, they can't resist it. Anyway, we're gonna go check it out today. See if it's been as good as it's been. Hope to get a little bit of footage, but the area I'm headed to, be a lot of pissed off people if a video with some footage came out of the kind of fish that we're catching. So may just get some pictures of the fish or some video of the fish, kind of gist the fish, not the area. But we'll see. All right.